and grade ain't solid now, but when you eat and everybody wanna play, wanna seat at the table, wanna act like they grateful. Don't mess with outsiders, y'all looking real unstable. If anything, they should ask me how I do it. Start taking notes, recording my every movement. I know that I'm the best and I ain't gotta.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to KB's Community. I am here today with my guest, Greg Conley. We go way back.
Like
we go
two
back.
flats on the Cadillac. We went to school together. And I feel like a lot of people can't really say that where, it kind of comes full circle like that.
Right.
We end up seeing each other. We were talking about it was like 12 years since we've seen each other last. So to me, that's crazy.
That is. So. Yeah, we graduated high school together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, other than that, I guess I got to ask, like, how have you been? Like, how's life been after graduating high school,
It's been all over the place. I feel like I've lived about 3 to 4 different lifetimes.
Facts.
And have been 3 to 4 different people.
Facts.
But right now, I feel like I am who I'm supposed to be, and I'm becoming. So, but life's been all over the place. But right now, I can say I'm in a good space.
Nice.
How about you?
Same. It's kind of a lot has happened. Got married. I got 2 kids. Been able to have the opportunity to work in my dream like career field and stuff like that. And then honestly, just like networking and trying to elevate like every year, kind of every time I'm doing something. So other than that, just trying to maintain, man, because your shit's getting more expensive. So I'm just trying to maintain.
That the truth?
Yeah.
So. Okay. So can you tell everybody what you do creatively?
Yes. Yeah. So my name is Greg Conley, owner of Content by Conley LLC, because we official out here. So but basically what I do is it's kind of a broad generalization, but multi-discipline. But I do videography, photography, 3D animation, 2D animation, graphic design, kind of whatever you need as far as content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that kind of ended up happening is being in Wisconsin, you kind of got to make your opportunities. And I was always the type of person to try to add value to whatever situation I was in. So like I've had a couple of video production jobs, but then, they would need me to maybe make a thumbnail for that video or something. So that's where that going into that graphic design aspect kind of worked out. And then usually if you're doing video, you got the camera. So you're going to flip that switch, do some photography. And like you said, I'm just kind of trying to get better and get more known. So just kind of what that entails. So honestly, in the future with the AI stuff, who knows what I'm gonna be doing in 10 years,
Right. So I've seen you worked with some pretty popular local artists before. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So do you want me to just say the names, go into those opportunities?
Whatever you feel like.
Okay. I might leave maybe some details out and stuff like that. But I had the opportunity to work with Certified Trapper. New guy out here that I really enjoy his music. He's been doing huge things for Milwaukee. And then one of my favorite artists, Big Frank. I had the opportunity to work on an animated music video with him. Super excited to see that come out. And basically been working with him, working with some really dope artists. Niall, might butcher his name, Shiro. And,
I know Shiro. Yeah.
And so all those guys. And essentially how I got those opportunities is in the videographer world. It's kind of like music, I imagine, but like, we kind of know of each other. Like I often go on social media, or if I see a video I like, me, I'm the type of nigga that's going to reach out, be like, hey man, that's dope and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So like I kind of had months, or I would say years, of just kind of that relationship. And then people have been that's why I love social media, because people kind of been seeing what I've been doing. So like, for example, there was one video we did with called I Don't Know Bro. I said that weird, bruh, maybe. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bruh. Whatever. But Loki ended up hitting me up and was like, hey, man, I made this super dope music video. You want to add like some effects on it? And so he sent it to me, and I'm like, bro, this shit's cinematic as a bitch. It'd be my pleasure to add to it. And honestly, it didn't maybe even need it. Like, it was a really well shot, well executed video. But like, he let me add my sauce into it, and I think it really helped elevate the whole thing too as well. So that was super cool. The Big Frank thing, this is another cool part, is I guess there's some relation to a guy I used to I did one of my first music videos ever in like 2018, 2017. He knows Big Frank, and so he like kind of connected the dots that way. And Big Frank was hitting me up because he's like, "Hey, I see you do animation stuff. Could you like make me a music video?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, man! Like I fuck with what you're doing, and like it'd be a huge look for Milwaukee." So did that. The Certified Trapper one ended up coming up with on some random shit. I don't know if this ever happens to you, but like sometimes I'll go on Instagram and just like scroll through the stories. And like T Glazy, it was like some random, it was like 2 a.m, 3 a.m. My daughter was up and shit. So, I was like, fuck, just clicking through, just trying to stay awake for this baby while I fed her this bottle. And T Glazy was like, hey man, now what the fuck did he say? He was basically something about editing or whatever, but like I just said something. He replied back, and we actually kind of started having a little conversation at like 2 a.m. So I was like, okay. But basically I was like, hey man, I love what you're doing with the city. If you ever need any help, like, hey, hit me up, let me know. He was like, hey, yeah, I actually do need some help. Like, do you know how to do this? And me just doing all that extra shit I always do, I ended up knowing how to do it. He sent the stuff my way, knocked it out, sent it back to him, and then that's kind of how that happened. So
that's dope.
Yeah, so it was super cool. Like I was networking to the T, and I think that's another goes to show with like add value to kind of any situation you're in, or like do stuff that's gonna what people are gonna want to bring you in for. So like we just talked about, like maybe shooting music videos. I might have you maybe I'm thinking of doing some short films, maybe have you produce some music for that or like something like that. Cause
I would definitely be down to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hell yeah.
We can talk about that for sure.
I'm done talking. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a few minutes.
That's what we're here for, isn't it? But no, I'm very interested to hear what you've been up to. And that's really what this podcast is for too, because we have such a great creative community locally, and I just want to connect everybody, you know,
that's kind of what
I want us to be able to know who each other are. I mean, and some people, like I've been posting parts of my podcast, so it's like some people might not know who some people are or what they do until they see that, and they're like, oh cool, let me make that connection. So I just think that facts, what we're here for.
So I'm gonna flip the script on you and kind of do the same. So you've been having some pretty cool artists on here that I've listened to and respect. So like, how did you get some of those? Like some of them I'm talking about is like I said with Sammy, I know you had some with Clayton. I know you had some Paper Stacks and Steve the Stoner. Like how did those kind of come about? I know you talked about them a little bit on your podcast, but like how the hell
honestly, those are just my homies. Like because we're all linked musically. Like we go out to the same shows. You know, we network with the same people and in the same circles. Some of them most of them I've made music with, just not released yet. So
that's what you need. See that?
I'm in the process of making music with almost every person that's been on here. Me and Sammy, we've talked about it. We haven't done nothing, but we probably should.
I think you guys could make something super cool. I really enjoy Sammy's music, man. He's super versatile.
It's good.
Yeah, he has good, just everything. The flow is really good, but like I actually linked up with him and we shot a couple music videos. And so we released one of them, and then I'm working on another one that's going to be like pretty excited about it. Hopefully not like a game changer, not to gas it up like that, but I'm really excited about it. I don't think people are really doing it in Milwaukee. So ready to drop that one.
He was here giving you kudos on his episode.
Shouts out to him. Cool ass dude, man. And honestly, that's why I had no problem hopping on here. It's just like, I'm in business. And I run a business, but like I'm in the process of networking with like-minded individuals. And I don't know, like just respectful individuals, more so where like you might ride me. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know how like Milwaukee can get, and just like other, if you don't know people, just people start being shiesty.
I ain't gonna ride you because listen, I knew that from the beginning, which was also something I was hoping to shine a light on with this podcast, because almost every person who's come through has said that.
Nice.
So we know it's a problem. So let's fix it for the people who want to. Otherwise, going on about your business. But the rest of us are working.
I mean, you're not gonna get far, you know, doing that to people. Like a lot of the opportunities end up maybe coming 5 years later. Like I said, that Big Frank one, it was a guy I ended up shooting a music video with years ago, you know, and it just was like, hey, didn't have a bad rapport with Greg. Let me pass him along because I know you could do cartoons or like 3D or something like that. End up having that working relationship with him, and you know all that stuff. That stuff like adds up and it matters. So
exactly. Okay, so I didn't answer though. So everybody else, my homies, Steve the Stoner.
Yeah.
I was driving down on the way to pick up some tacos.
Yeah.
I was having an at-home chill day.
Yeah, I feel that.
And he was at the corner, Oakland and Locust at Chiba Hut, walking into Chiba Hut. And I was like, that's Steve the Stoner.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like a civilian, bro. I know.
He'd be outside.
Yeah, he do be outside, man. Everybody doing dances with everybody, folks.
Yeah.
The young, the old, the black,
David Gruber.
David Gruber. Yeah, that's what was fire. Man.
That one was my favorite.
So, like, that's super cool to see.
Yeah.
And, like, you got music with him?
We also talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got access to him.
Nice.
So,
nice. I mean, even if it's not that, like, just to be able to, you know, I feel like contact him and be like, hey, because like you said, he got a couple songs that's viral as a bitch.
Yeah.
So like, just to maybe even get that insight from him, I think would be super cool.
I
and,
agree.
You don't make music because I feel like also, don't speak for me. I don't want to speak for you, but like, I feel like can't kind of really force that either.
Right.
You can't be like, hey, known you for 2 days, let's make a song.
Exactly.
You know, it's like you kind of gotta let it.
Right. And honestly, music, you kind of have to have chemistry with the people you're making music with. It's kind of an intimate thing. People don't think of it that way, but making music is intimate. And so like we kind of got to be on a similar wavelength, you know? So
that makes sense. Yeah, no, for sure. Cause that's even kind of how it is when, you know, somebody hits me up to do work with them. You know, I gotta put my kind of my artistic vision on it, but like I also gotta have it match their brand or their vision as well. So I completely get that too. But like I guess I always see like, because you know I watch all types of YouTube videos and stuff, like people in the studio, and it's always such a fun vibe and stuff like that. I guess I didn't even really think about it in that way though.
Yeah, it is a vibe. But yeah, that's because people, if you have chemistry with the people you're working with, it's going to be fun and it's going to be lively.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've come to notice.
Yeah, no, that's super dope. Damn. You over here, Hollywood is a mug. Too.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm the same Kendall.
Same
Kendall Bell, nothing done changed. Well, a lot has changed.
Yeah.
but
that's kind of funny you actually said that because like I said, I'm a overthinking ass dude. So like it's just kind of crazy how like we're able to grow, but like be the same people.
At the
like,
core.
Yeah,
right?
It's a fact. Because like you said, you know, you have all this stuff happening even after college and stuff, but like I feel like you're still like the super chill, like, you know, funny ass like person like we knew in high school. And like, I feel like you could say the same about me.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? So like I don't know. It's just I feel like you're supposed to change and like grow, but like you shouldn't fundamentally, like you said, change who you are at the core, or I'm gonna look at you sideways. Because to me, like I'm a genuine person, and like I'm really huge into energies and just sensing people's energies.
Yeah, me
that
too.
Like I feel like I can kind of sense where that energy is off too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, have there been times when, I don't know, tell me about a situation where you sense somebody's energy was off? You don't have to say names or anything.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, so it's not even names. It's kind of a lot of the times when it's part of the client acquisition process. So, you know, I'll put some money behind some ads or like some content and stuff like that. And then you usually get an influx of people like, hey, I like that work. You know, can I work? You know, blah, blah, blah. You always get, you know how that is. Like, they listen to a new track, that mad track, you know, but hey, man, let me produce that. Hey, let me work. Let me get a verse on there, right? And you can kind of really just tell on that. Like, there's been some times where like, person's just super pushy in the DMs, or like, I get this all the time where a person's like, hey man, I like your work. And then be like, hey, I got this one song. It's a hit. You got to do it for the, you know, kind of like, oh, you know, then I'll help you out, getting it spread around, doing all that other stuff.
You mean they want it for free?
Basically. And you know, they're like, hey man, I got some clout, you know, I'll move it around, blah, blah, blah. And it'd be worth your while. And it's
clout
like,
don't pay the bills.
It doesn't, but also I don't want to, you know, just completely, you know, shit on those, because like, there's definitely been some where
there's
like,
benefit to some of it,
but like a lot of people like try that, and I'm like, all right, bro, I feel your vibes out. Obviously you don't respect my art enough to like want to pay or like waste my time. So I really just kind of been putting a couple things in order where it's like auto reply, or like nigga damn near got like, I'm about in the process of making a pricing list but it's kind of hard to do that for animation and stuff
Okay.
like that because of like the amount of time it actually takes to create that stuff.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, it's just really like people a lot of times that like I don't know, but the first interaction and my first impression of them is like kind of off. And a lot of the times it's really just in like that music field or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you know, sometimes with some businesses that you could kind of feel that they're going to try to get over on you.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I stay away. So it's like that. It's not really one person I know very well.
Okay.
And it's been like, hey, you know, it really screwed me over in that way. But
Mhm.
that's usually what I run into. So
Yeah, and I feel like if you can pick it out situationally,
Yeah.
then you can kind of through across the board
Exactly.
and across your life sense who's BSing
yeah.
and
no,
whose energy is weird, and you know,
facts.
yeah.
Yeah. So how about you though? I know with being in the music and stuff and definitely nowhere as good as music, but I used to kind of do music back in the day. And it's just like a weird thing because like you said, everybody's kind of in competition.
Yeah.
But then you also kind of have to be collaborative.
Mhm.
So like I guess how do you maneuver that?
So what I'll tell you, okay, so I've picked up on people being extremely cliquey at shows.
Yeah.
Where it'll get to the point where after their person is done performing and they're all like gassing them up and geeked for them, they will literally walk out in like drives on the next person performing.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm
so
like,
why don't you
that's
stay?
rude. That's
Yeah.
so rude. Like,
So, like-
imagine if you up there
Facts.
and half the crowd just walk out because they don't care,
Yeah.
because they're clicked up.
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen that a couple of times. That's weird energy to
That is super
me.
weird.
And that's another reason why we can't all come together and get ahead together.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. I think it is though. I feel like last 2 years, we've been really doing a way better
I
job
think
of
so,
that.
too.
And I think even Certified Trapper already kind of showed it, but like I think we're well on our way. I think pretty soon here, give us a couple more years of us like having, you know, people like you coming out, Aoli, Steve the Stoner coming out with viral shit all the time. You know, me doing my thing on video, 3D and stuff. You know, Ben Campbell, T Glazy elevating like he always is, and there's a couple other Tyree. You know, he's doing comic books and just a bunch of really cool stuff. So I think, you know, doing that for a few more years and show them that we can maintain them and we don't even need that national attention is, I think, going to help.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I said this before, we've been in the incubator for a long time. A long time. But I honestly feel like the problem starts with us.
Yep.
We need to fix how we function together as a city.
Facts.
And then once we can become more of a well-oiled machine, then yeah, we'll take off, honestly, because we have so much talent.
We do. And honestly, not to attribute it all to the Milwaukee Bucks and stuff, but I feel like, you know, once we kind of won that championship and kind of all that stuff, all eyes were kind of on the city.
I agree.
And like how we were able to manage that the championship run and like, you know, have it here in the city.
Yeah.
And like didn't do anything super reckless. I think that was a good look for us.
Yeah.
I just saw I was kind of heated. I didn't get to go, but Dame Dash came a couple days ago. Yeah, in Milwaukee, did a speaking event. We've been having a bunch of people come to concert here at the Pfizer Forum. And like that
in the past, we would have never got Drake.
Never. And like,
are you serious?
Drake, that's what I'm saying. So like, he's not doing that at the rave. So I think like that's a great look. And then a lot more like programs and stuff are kind of looking outwards to see what local talent we have. Because I've also seen a couple people I follow and friends that like have music at the Pfizer Forum. You already in this like super official like podcast area. Like, first of all, I didn't even know this was in this whole building and stuff. I'm not gonna blow up the spot.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
best kept secret.
Yeah, so like, I'm like, wow, this is super fire. Like, you know, being on a content creator side, like you guys have an amazing setup. So like,
thank you. That's
super cool. And I think we're there honestly, because with Detroit and I like the Michigan whole thing, and like you see how everybody's rapping on those type beats now,
right?
And then with Certified Trapper and some of these other I don't know why I'm forgetting some other people's names. We're like, what's his name, Marley Mar or whatever, and like Chicken P. But like basically all those beats, like we kind of got our own like sound. With the claps and stuff all the time.
I think it's low end. It's the
actual.
You're right. I had somebody be like, they're not off from the low end, but it's not that I'm saying everybody who does low end music is from the low end.
But like it's kind of our sound.
Yeah, it's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I think that's super cool. And then the thing I liked about just even Wisconsin and maybe Milwaukee specifically is even the people that are like popping, they always had a great sense of humor. Like I love, when that Brother Man guy, he always does his stuff, or like Big Frank. I think his shit's funny as a bitch. Or any of those guys. I think that goes hand in hand with just entertaining people on the internet, and I think that's makes us unique because honestly, Milwaukee has some of like the hoodest people, but I think we've always had that sense of humor where even like some of the most hood guys I know be joking on you all day, or like some of the most like wealthiest people or like different types of people will have that sense of humor.
That's because Black people overcome trauma with humor. Honestly, we laugh through everything, bro.
That's definitely my coping mechanism.
That's how we stay joyful. We laugh through it all.
Yeah. So, hell yeah.
Yep.
So what else you been up to? So I kind of got to go in on you a little bit. So love the music. Didn't know you did music. But where's the music? Because I feel like I feel like you're a perfectionist.
You're right.
So, but I feel like if you, don't take this anyway. If you're even more consistent, I feel like you definitely like you got the sound. I saw you were just performing out of state and stuff, which is crazy. I know people that have been rapping for probably like 5 times as long as you, not even doing that. So I know the music's there and the stuff like that. But like I guess what gets in the way of you being a little bit more consistent?
It's coming.
Yeah.
9 to 5. I think that's a big problem for a lot of people who want to be full-time creatives but can't. I mean, there's no money in the beginning stages of being a full-time creative. In fact, you're spending most of your money.
Going negative for sure.
Exactly. So I feel like between like trying to keep up with my 9 to 5, just different things in life that I've been trying to heal from. And so I've been kind of stepping back for that as well. But no, I definitely have some stuff in the works.
Yeah, and I know you do, because I know you kind of definitely show snippets. But I was like, the clips that you have are like the songs you officially released. They're like well produced. First, so like that's that mad song you had at the intro, flowing your ass off. Like I didn't even know you could like. So I honestly I like that song a lot.
You.
I think that's even one of the first times we kind of reconnected was I think you posted that somewhere. I'm like, bro, since when could you rap? Like,
you did. You were like, you
random. Yeah. Like,
everybody was a little bit like, scratching their head.
Yeah. But I know we're kind of going all over the place, but before we maybe we can touch on the 9 to 5 thing, because like you said, I know that's a huge thing for creatives. I guess what are you trying to do to kind of cope? And I don't know if cope's a good word. What are you trying to do to kind of stay creative and like try to do it more full time? Because I know you're pushing through. I know this is kind of the hibernation time where you're getting your shit together.
Exactly.
About to pop out. But like, what do you do to try to even maintain that creativity to go to the studio when you're not maybe feeling like it sometimes after work or something?
Honestly, just knowing where I want to be and where I am now, and knowing that I can't move forward unless I take action.
Yeah.
And
that's facts.
You can't move forward unless you take action. You can't just sit and hope and pray and dream for something. Facts. And it's a lot of people out here just sitting and dreaming and hoping that it all works out, but that's not the way it happens.
No.
You got to go out and get it.
Facts.
So that's honestly what's keeping me motivated, because I know I don't want to work a regular 9 to 5, a corporate type of 9 to 5 for much longer. So I'm trying to get in my bag right now so that I within maybe the next 5 years don't have to.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm not full-time creative quite yet either, but do you at least use your 9 to 5 obviously to financially fuel it, but do you kind of look at it as almost like just the fuel for your full-time job of being a creative? Because
absolutely.
Yeah, me switching my mindset to that has kind of helped me get through it a little bit more.
Right.
Where I'm like, I got this job that I'm working 9 to 5, but like it doesn't define me.
Exactly.
And I'm using that paycheck to maybe buy new camera equipment to elevate the stuff I'm trying to do over here, kind of deal.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that's what I do for sure. And the thing is, with my 9 to 5, it's actually at least something that I'm passionate about. Of course, we all have things that we could say about our jobs that we don't like. But I mean, I work with kids. I do community outreach with children. So like, I can't say, I hate doing this. Like, yes, there's certain aspects to my job that definitely could be improved. Who definitely could be improved, but I don't know who's listening, so we're gonna keep that a little quiet. But no, I love working with the kids.
Okay.
That's honestly my favorite part.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like I'm like I gotta get out of this job, but honestly, the sooner I get out of any type of 9 to 5, and like that's cool.
I feel that. So like you said, it's a good thing you're getting the music together, but what I've also learned too is like you almost can't sit on that stuff too long, because what you said about taking action, it's like every time you drop a song, every time you're have a piece of content going out, that's you taking action and one person can see it. Because that's also something I did where like I used to, for the past like 5 years, I used to work video production jobs, and I kind of thought that was enough to elevate me to maybe one day like directing, big feature films or stuff. And then I quickly learned that like, damn, I'm just a cog, like a workhorse that they just throw me videos to edit to get out on their YouTube. And I respect the opportunity, and I learned a lot from it, but I wasn't gonna work on the music videos like I wanted to, or like do short films and like other stuff I wanted to. So I think just changing that mindset and like I said, knowing that I had to go home, and maybe I'm not completing an entire project, but I'm going home, writing a script, next day from work, go home, do a storyboard or something, do some stuff. So like I'm at least getting there a piece a day. Cause like there's sometimes, like you said, I got 2 kids, man. Like I'd be dead ass tired.
Oh, I'm sure. But like, do you take advantage of the times they're up? Actually, no, because you can't concentrate on editing videos and comforting a crying baby. So never mind. No, you can't take advantage of those late nights and like do videos. And all that.
So kinda it's just like you gotta, with that it just comes sacrifices. So like my schedule is whack, but basically for example, like the summer break, I had my daughters all the time. The summer break, then my wife would be at work, and I had the opportunity to be able to work remotely and stuff like that. But like I honestly wouldn't be able to get into it until they went down at like 7:00. And then that's me having to sacrifice that sleep and crank out something until maybe midnight. I don't go past midnight because I got little kids and they wake up in the middle of the night, 2-3 o'clock. But like that's just what it is. Instead of maybe hopping on the video game for those 3 hours after they go to bed, hop on the computer, try to get some work done, work on that animation or something, and I'm doing that every so often. Or like I said, coming down here, my wife's been super awesome watching them, but like, it's the opportunity cost of, hey, haven't seen a good friend in a long time. She's got a super like nice podcast. I want to see how they're doing. And it's a good networking opportunity, So it's just like, you got to do that. You got to take the opportunities. You can't always use life as kind of the excuse.
Exactly.
Because like, you talk to anybody that like, knows me personally,
it's
always like car messing up. Like I'm the worst person with luck. It's something every other month happening to me.
I feel
you don't ever see me like really vocalize that on social media,
right?
And you don't really let it see me like kind of knock me off my path. Because like say it's gonna be something every week if you let it do that.
And you know what? I almost feel like that's how you're supposed to be doing something, because a lot of us who are aware of our paths will often have something come and try to knock us off
all the time.
And I think that's kind of how you're doing something right. And it's also a test to see how you handle those situations.
Facts.
And if you keep going through it.
And another thing that was huge for me was, I think, as cliche as it is, mindset really is everything.
It is.
I used to, even it was in college, I remember literally my guys and stuff, we would be partying, whatever, but we'd always be like, hey man, like 10 years trying to get the Ferrari, hey, I'm trying to be in this penthouse doing that. And then like one day I think I really just had an epiphany and sat back and I was like, I'm talking all this stuff, but like how am I actually going to achieve it if I'm not taking the steps to do it whatsoever? So like honestly, that's when I cut video gaming, and I still video game just to stay relaxed and like mental health and all this stuff. But like I was like, where can I cut time and like learn how to animate, or like where can I cut time and upgrade my video editing like stuff? And I was like, shit, maybe instead of me over here drinking or going out to party all the weekend, maybe I stay in, hop on YouTube and learn something. And like now I've been learning animation for about 3 years. I've been able to professionally do videography work for like a hunting and fishing show. I was able to do it for a YouTube channel and a couple other opportunities, and that's been about 5 years. So like I've had the opportunity to be able to get paid full time and stuff to do, you know, what I went to school for and like my dream.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that's been super cool. But I think it was literally the mindset, because I watch podcasts and like YouTube stuff and like inspirational stuff all the time. They're like always saying these things, and I really just took it to heart one time and started implementing them. And like it does work, but it's like I don't know the percentage, but you know how there was like you give people basically like the answer 70 are like the resource stuff. 70% of people aren't going to even do it.
Right.
30% of people are going to maybe go a little bit into it until it gets too hard, and then it's going to be the 5%, or I think I messed up that percentage, that actually keeps going and stuff like that. So I think I just wanted to be that 5% that kept going and see where it could take me, and like now we're here.
Yeah, and it's like you can give the tools to everybody, and that's the thing. We really do have we have access to all the information we need for so many things right now.
Like, there's no excuse.
Exactly.
Honestly, when I hear people like make an excuse, it's like, bro, you can literally go on Google, type in shit. I don't even know what to use, but like type in literally anything. Like, I want to code video games. They're going to give you the top ranked things that you can go, maybe some courses, maybe some softwares. Clicking that. But if you actually are passionate about it and actually go in depth into it, spend a couple months doing it, you could mess around, code a whole game, and get hired by EA Sports, or something. So like,
it's a matter of how much do you want it. It really is.
Yeah.
Because we have the knowledge, we got the tools, use it and teach yourself.
Yeah.
Or don't, but you're going to stay at the bottom if you don't learn.
And people want it handed to them. That's why it just, not to get dramatic, but it disgusts me when people ask for handouts and shit. When people are like, even when I see like somebody on like social media and it's like a popular artist and he drops something, he's like, hey man, you should let me get on this, or like blah, blah, blah. And it's like, or like, hey man, like give me $10,000 and I'll show you the best rapper. It's like, bro, you got to like prove yourself. Like people can't just, or like you got to add value. People aren't just going to give you money to, like you said, pray and hope and stuff. Like, to me, like, I knew I had to put work behind that prayer. I'm not even like overly religious, but like I knew I had to put the work in. And that's where, like you said, the results come from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I believe it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
So I feel like if God wants you to win, I'm also not super religious, but I still believe in God. I believe in energies. And if God wants you to win, it's going to happen if you also want to win and put the work in. You're not gonna, it's both. You have to show that it's what you
and like
want.
you said, it's a little bit of luck too, because like you said, even with that T Glazy thing, you know, me just messaging him at 2:00, you know, I didn't expect him to reply, but I was like, hey man, I feel you on this. It was like something about videos, and that was just something we kind of had it similar. And then he actually replied back like, yeah man, that part sucks. And you kind of start talking. I was like, hey, do you use this software? It makes it a little easier, this and that. Kind of gave him the sauce I had. You know, we're just kind of talking, and then like I said, I just was like, hey, I'm tired as a bitch. It's like 3:00. I'm gonna go to bed, but if you ever need any help, man, like I'm down to help. I know you're super busy. And like he was like, yeah, actually, why not? You know, blah blah. Did that, sent it to him under 24 hours, got that knocked out. And so
under 24 hours is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of learning with the music industry.
People want,
they want that
instant gratification.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm starting to notice a lot of artists.
Yeah,
instant gratification is an addiction.
Yeah, but like the thing I understand why an artist does that a little bit. It's because even with the guys that have been popping out of Milwaukee, they're posting every day.
That's
some
true.
Content. They're doing something every day. They're making music every day. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's kind of just what the name of the game is on social media. You almost got to make it where it's like every time you go on social media, there's something new from Kendall.
Exactly.
Greg. And I kind of struggle with being consistent. Because like I got to work and do the work. So it's like I can't be on social media all the time. So that's kind of like my one thing I'm struggling with.
And that's also where being able to be a full-time creator would come in handy.
Facts.
But
also the thing with the full-time creative, I put a post up not too long ago, is like people don't understand like the amount of back-end stuff you got to do. Like, I got a software called HoneyBook, so it does a lot of the bookkeeping for me. It creates invoices, helps me create contracts and stuff. But like for people that don't necessarily have that, you got to create all that stuff. You got to create a contract. You got to do that, you know? So like that back end stuff people don't worry about. And then like getting paid and stuff, like so sending out an invoice and people like paying you, you know, it's like, you think it'd just be 1, 2, 3, super easy, but like, you know, sometimes you got to contact them a couple times. You got to make sure this stuff is done or like some other stuff. So
it's still a business.
Yeah. At the end of the day. So, so it's like you're putting in probably twice as, and that's another thing we're talking about. Like you got to be willing to work the extra. If you're a person like that, you know, when you work your job, you go home and you just like, I don't want to do anything. And like entrepreneurship is definitely not something, because you're gonna have to have that willpower.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to work and maybe not always get paid. And as far as I mean, and that's just like the back end. Like shit, I spent 3 hours, you know, doing bookkeeping and making sure all my tax stuff was in order. You're not getting paid for that, but you gotta do it, you know. So that's one thing
it's true. Like there are, I'm not even gonna say there aren't benefits to having a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's actually some of them.
Yeah, but, no, same. And I got kids, man, so I gotta make sure money's coming in and like just we're good. You know, I got bills.
Exactly.
Shit,
so. Right. Gotta feed your kids, gotta keep them warm, roofs
all
over
that
their
stuff,
heads.
Man. So I don't play, man. I'll definitely work any type of job. I'm not egotistical in that way. Like but I feel like also that gives me the opportunity to not feel like I have to take every gig. And I've been really focusing on taking gigs that I'm interested in and I know that are going to kind of boost my resume / like reputation and shit. So,
and that's also what keeps it enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, because like I worked like I said 5 years in video production. Not gonna lie, took all the fun out of it, and that's really that between that and the combination of COVID is how I kind of got into doing animation. So like I was working the video production thing in there and worked with a bunch of super talented videographers, but then that made me feel like, you know, I'm not really as unique as maybe I thought I was, because like there's this bunch of guys super really good, you know, at certain things and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, I need something that's going to make me different or like make me add value, because like any one of these guys can hold a camera and edit it together, you know? So I was like, hey, let me start doing some more like animation or like some more like graphic design, stuff like that.
That's smart.
And so like I was kind of pivoting over that way, but you know, the jobs were like kind of just wanted to keep me pigeonholed in that one thing, and I was like, you know, like I can do that, but you know, I feel like, you know, they're kind of just holding me at that one spot. So I moved around. I'm a type of person, like if that growth opportunity is not there, you know, I do it to benefit myself. Like, I do enjoy my jobs, but like I'm not gonna ever be a person be like, hey man, I hate this job. Stay there for 20 years. Like if I said,
no, I wish I would.
If it doesn't benefit me and what I want out of my life, then I'm, like I said, I'm gonna move around and do something else.
You can always change your circumstances. Yeah, exactly. You know how many other jobs there are.
That's what I'm saying.
Just go on Indeed, like
literally, they will hit you up to take a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, so when people say that, I think that's just another excuse for them. But like, so I'm always doing that.
I feel like people also don't like leaving their comfort zones sometimes. And it's like, that's a known evil. Whereas you get out and get a new job, it's a whole different ballpark. New coworkers.
But it's like,
but I'm not going to stay stuck.
Yeah. But like you said, it's like how, you know, people are either get depressed at that job or like out of their comfort zone. But then how many people are like, man, I wish I didn't have to work. Oh man, I want the newest car. I want the Supreme, bathe the name. I want all this stuff. And it's like
your mindset ain't matching your hustle.
Exactly. And it's like that hustle definitely has to match, or else like stop talking about it.
Because then you're just a dreamer.
Exactly. And so like I think you really have to do that. And that's the difference between a dreamer and I want to say entrepreneur, but like just the person that's actually getting the results they want.
Yeah.
You know? So
absolutely. Yeah,
I feel like we got hella inspirational there.
Yeah, we did.
Come on, Ma.
Sounds like Gary a motivational speech right here.
My Gary Vandercheck.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is what the people need to hear, though.
Facts, because like you said, you can always. And I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, but I feel like I've gotten to do a couple of cool opportunities.
Yeah,
and I'm in the unique thing where like I have the kids, you know, I have the like normal stuff that they said like Americans and citizens are supposed to have, and like, you know, still doing that other creative stuff on the side, but that's me sacrificing the sleep. That's me being like, hey honey, can you watch the kids for like a few hours so I can go run down here make this play kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, the thing I think really helped me too is having a supportive partner. Like, I don't want to say that's like was all the difference, because I definitely put work in on my side of things, but she's been around honestly for 10 years. Like, we've been together 10 years and been married for about 2 years, I think. So I don't know if he edits this out. So like, I don't know, because we've been together so long. It just like, you know, getting married I feel like didn't really change it too much.
Right.
But like, just her always just kind of being there, has another head, another eye to look at stuff. And so, because I'm an overthinker, like I'll definitely.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yep.
I feel like most creators are.
Exactly. Like, I'll be in that mug. I don't know if you'd be like this, where like, I know you're saying like split personalities. Like, I'll be starting a new project or a thing, be super geeked about it. I'm like, or not even like, no, it's like kind of starts out with me being geeked, and then I kind of get in there where maybe I'm having a little trouble, or it's still just like, I'm saying 50% done. I'm like, dude, I'm so trash. Like, why did I even do this? Why are they paying me money for this? Like, bruh. And then I start getting it where it comes together, like I envisioned and stuff. And then I'm like, yeah, you know,
you can do it, Greg.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, I feel like I go through that every time and stuff. But like, I think that just also keeps me like humble. But like, I don't know. Because I'm not even that type of guy too, where like, you know, I feel like I do some cool shit, but like, I don't really be talking my stuff like I could be. But like, also people don't like that, you know, like that's just not the type of person I am.
No,
so, like,
I got things I could tell people that, but honestly, I don't want that type of attention.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't want you, exactly. And I don't want you around me because you think I know certain people or because I have clout or whatever. You're right. It does bring certain people with bad energy, negative energy around. Yeah. So yeah, some stuff just keep to yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's
nothing
what I'm saying.
Wrong
it's
with that.
So easy to keep stuff to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't most of the time like affect me personally and I don't enjoy it, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to keep my mouth quiet, because it's like, okay, man, that's your truth. That's how you want to live your life.
Exactly.
If it affects me and like I don't like it, I'm definitely the person that's going to speak up. So I'm not like, you know, but like I'm just a chill guy. Just want to spend time with my family, get paid doing what I love. Maybe get some cool stuff here and here and there. But like, I basically want to be able to like look back on my life when I get old and say like I did the stuff I wanted to do, you know, kind of deal. You know, I don't want to look back and be like, man, all I did is work for 30 years. They gave me this pension, gave me this, but didn't really care about me, kind of deal. So like, you only got one life to live.
You drop dead today, they'll replace you
the
next week, honestly.
Facts. And that's why like I'm also the type too, like I'll definitely try to put my 2-week notice in, but like, hey, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not about to. It's gonna be a 2-day notice, or like I've seen it.
I gave a 3-day notice.
Like, I gave a, hey man.
But that wasn't my fault though, because I literally caught COVID.
Oh right, yeah.
And then in the window where it was like in the window where it was my 2 weeks or however long the CDC said. It might have been 5 days at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So on my 6th day, I had an interview.
She said, I'm good now.
So day 6, I had an interview. And like, I just came back to work and that's all I had. They needed me to start right away because I was starting at a school and the school year was beginning. So, and what she did was, I went back to drop off some keys that I still had, and somebody told me she told the residents, it was memory care, that she told them that I just walked out on the job. They'll exactly. They do not care.
Yep. So
so you can't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that was really shady. Like, why would you tell a bunch of old people who rely on me for like their entertainment? Yes, exactly. And who have conversations with me every day that I just walked out and left them. Like, that's rude. Why would you do that, bro?
Well, because like
jealousy.
A lot of people. Facts. It's jealousy, and just a lot of people, they just thrive off the negativity, and then they wonder why they're not in the particular situation. Like, so I bet you that lady, she probably wanted to be head honcho, but because she's doing okay, so she might have. But like,
and that I think went to her head because I think it was only her first or second time being head honcho. Okay. She was young.
Yeah, so then they feel like they got something to prove, and it kind of just like takes delegates the negativity to you. So like,
exactly.
She probably didn't say nothing about what they were doing.
And that place was ass, if I'm being honest.
I'm surprised you actually went to another healthcare
horrible.
place.
I was gonna say we worked together as well. You said never again. I did that for I stayed in it for years.
That same one?
And years.
Okay.
Heck,
that's what I was gonna say.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
But I moved around, and then eventually I was just like, it was so much that it just got to me. Then after COVID, it was just really bad.
I bet.
But in between, I worked at Menominee Falls with 4K kids and their before and after school program up to 10. Huh?
You have a degree, like an education degree? Oh
no.
Wow. So
what? Okay, so here's the thing. I can't. It's not that I'm a finesser, but between my experience and just my personality and who I am and what I can bring to the table, I end up getting a lot of opportunities that maybe most people. Well, the thing is, maybe I'm not qualified sometimes, but most of the times I am qualified. It's just that they look for degrees and certain things. But I believe there's ways to go about learning that don't require going to college.
Absolutely.
So I'm still going to educate myself, and I have throughout the years. But and the thing is, when you get these different opportunities, you're also picking up on knowledge and experience, and a lot of times doing training classes and all of that. So
and that experience is a lot of the times, which I learned, is honestly more valuable than that degree.
It is,
because when I got out of college, man, I'm not, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, but I would almost say I was almost a little depressed after I got out of college, because I tried to lower my expectations, but I kind of had expectations that the job search was going to be a little easier, and it just wasn't, because you'd go in there and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're a good guy, but since you don't have basically I got my degree radio, TV, and film. And I went in more into the television aspect of it, of the news stations or something like that. Had a couple interviews out of college, and I would get some of them, but they were like, "Hey, start at $12." And I'm like, in 6 months I got my school loans. They gonna be asking me for money, so they're gonna be knocking on my door, man. That's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna really work out in that favor. And it was just a lot of that, and how I actually end up even getting in some video stuff. And this is me going above and beyond, but just trying to have multiple eggs in different baskets or whatever. I ended up reaching out to this guy that was in Oshkosh that had his own smaller video production company. Ended up reaching out to him and asking hey, is there ever any time you need assistance on a shoot, or if you help editing a video, I'd be willing to help you out. He ended up bringing me on. Ended up working with him for 2 years, shooting weddings. We got to do some stuff for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, that's dope.
We got to do a lot of really cool stuff. He's a super talented videographer, man. He's super meticulous. So he's definitely a person I always looked up to. And then we got to do, what else did we get to do? I actually got a photo of one of my photos in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Nice.
It was about something regarding Harley Davidson or something. Okay. But that was a super cool just opportunity I got to do with him. But I even got that once I kind of saw that other stuff wasn't working out. That's when I started you got to reach out and do that stuff, especially within that creative field. So I had to make something shake, and that just ended up working out. There was some times when maybe I didn't always get paid as much as I maybe needed, but I was getting that experience, we were talking about, getting the opportunities, meeting other people in that field and networking. And like I said, I've been fortunate enough to worked with him for 2 years. It gave me that opportunity to work for that YouTube channel because I had that experience and a little portfolio. Got a chance to work for them for 2 years. Next thing you know, I got 4 years of experience. And if you kind of look on Indeed and a bunch of other stuff, they seem to damn want a minimum of 5 years to do anything that pays slightly decent. So finally made it to that 5-year mark, and now I'm starting to kind of get paid for my services and get other better opportunities and stuff like that. But like you said, I had to really work for that, or like you said, almost even with me having a degree, I still had to finesse my way into different things. And I feel like I'm a pretty good talker, where I can damn near for any job, I feel like I can use my word or shape my skill set in a way to where it kind of fits into
maybe
job.
That's a high school skill for us.
Damn near, probably. I mean,
it's maybe it's the school we went to, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, like you said, with us being the minorities in there,
exactly,
it's kind of was a little different navigating it in a
You
predominantly white school.
yes, you learned the code switch.
Yeah,
honestly.
and like people used to make fun of me and stuff for that when I was younger, and it kind
Me
of
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like honestly, I was like, that just means you got a more of a like worldly view / like potential, because like, oh yep, so I can come here, we can talk how we talk, and then I can go to a meeting with the CEO and be like, hey man, with this video editing package, I can help you with this, and this, and you know, and like people like that's just part of, I don't want to say professionalism because then that's a whole racial thing to kind of go with it, but
Yeah.
like you got to learn how to just be able to talk in different rooms and like
It's true.
operate in different rooms. And I think to us, you know, as much as like some of the racist stuff like sucked, I think it did really help kind of build our tough skin and like just how to navigate the corporate world.
So did you feel like there was a little bit of racism in our school?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But
I feel validated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then also I went up to college in Oshkosh, and it was even more up further north. So like even more, you know, I was even smaller minority. Like it was a time where they had a class of 200, and I was still the only black person in there. So I'm like, so when so, but like I'm comfortable with myself, what I bring to the table and stuff like that. So like I don't really think too much about it, but I am aware of all that.
Right. It's hard to not be aware at least.
And then also too, like I'm a cool ass dude. Like I'm joking and stuff all the time. Like if you're coming off racist, being an ass, you're just a kind of a crappy person.
Exactly.
Like,
and it's like I know it's not me.
Yeah.
Because I'm friendly. I'm nice to you.
Yeah.
You're over here mugging me.
Facts. So it's like I mean, I would really hate to live through life with my stick stuck in my butt like that for no reason and stuff. And I don't want to go too much further into it.
That sounds like a terrible way to live.
Yeah,
just to be filled with hate all the time for no good reason.
Exactly. Like I said, I
terrible.
Definitely had the instances when I was in school where, you know, maybe wasn't true to myself or felt always comfortable, but I felt like to me, I like was always kind of comfortable. Like, you know, I was comfortable enough to hang out with the jocks. I was comfortable to hang out with the black people. Comfortable, you know, talking to anime with the nerds. Stuff like that. So I was never really one of those cliquey groups.
I feel like you and I were kind of in the same.
Facts. We were just like always floating from like.
Yeah, but still low key. Low key, but everybody knew who you were, and you still could talk to pretty much anybody.
And honestly, like, I think I enjoyed it. Like, I mean, I maybe didn't have some of the, you know, parties or like some of the other stuff, but like, so I knew the quote unquote popular kids. Like, so I was playing sports. I was hanging out with the goth kids, hanging out with the skater kids and stuff. And honestly, I think that just worked out. And it just kind of gave me a different point of view.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, so I'm never also a person that's like ever judging a person or like, until you disrespect me, I'm going to give every person the same respect.
Exactly.
So if you're a homeless person, I'm going to give you the same respect to a person that's a CEO or a janitor or something like that, you know, because that doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah, that's facts. That's how it should be, but it's not.
It's not.
So, but it makes a huge difference when you can go to talk to a person like an actual person and not based off of their social status or their race or something.
Absolutely.
You can see, it definitely lights up. So,
hell yeah. Wise man.
For sure.
How long we been talking? Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I guess we should wrap it up here. We had a great conversation.
Yeah, facts. I feel like I was talking a lot. My bad.
No, it's good. That's what we're here for, honestly. Anything you want to end on? We don't have to like wrap it up this second. You have any final questions or anything final to add? Any comments?
So I can say what I got coming up, and then maybe just want to ask you just a couple more questions.
Sure.
But basically what I got coming up, finishing off some client projects, doing some really cool stuff with animation and mixing it with like your standard music video stuff. But I'm trying to kind of have my own style and stuff like that. Like I'm really been focusing on my personal style. So like when you see a particular piece of content, you know that's, you know, Greg Conley and stuff. So I've been really hammering down on that. And then I've really been more so working on creating products, whether it's digital products or maybe like apparel or something. I'm still ironing that out, but like I think I'm just going to be doing that. So I got some clothing brands I'm doing like a collaboration with and doing some work with. My wife and I are actually working on a children's book. And then actually I'm going to probably be trying to do some children's animations as well on like the kind of level of like Coco Melon and like all that stuff because now I'm finally there animating wise, and
Mhm.
like I don't know if you know how many views Coco Melon gets or how popular that is
I know
around
it's
babies.
very.
And you know, YouTube's paying them out, they're getting paid
Mhm.
pretty well.
Oh,
And
I'm
like
sure.
no disrespect to their animation or what they're doing, but I feel like I can definitely get a piece of that pie and put my own kind of spin on it as well
Yeah,
to make
go
it
for
original.
it.
But like, so I have that. So I got kind of a lot of stuff in works, and then I'm always forever working. Like those are like some personal projects. And then, like I said, I got some other like music videos and stuff coming out.
Nice.
And then after this, we should definitely talk about getting some content out and figuring that out.
Mhm.
But it's basically what I'm working on. And then what's another question I had for you? So we talked about the music and how you need to drop.
I do.
Yep.
It's coming. It's coming.
So facts, can you talk about that a little bit more?
Okay, so I've been working the past few months. I've been working on different songs with different sounds and with different producers. So I was thinking of dropping a project with each of them, but I'm now more so thinking of dropping joint projects where I have a couple of different producers on each.
Yeah.
But I have probably a good 5, 6, no, I probably have like 8 songs right now that are half finished. Some are finished, but are almost ready to drop.
So then, do you feel like, because I feel like I watch the music industry and stuff pretty consistently. Do you feel like it benefits you to spend that time on the projects or have those singles coming out? Because like I also feel like I go in between both, where I feel like the singles are beneficial just to kind of build that momentum and get them out more consistently.
Exactly.
But I understand like feeling the need to create that project.
Right.
Like
you can do either. I agree with you on singles, giving you something to drop consistently.
Yeah.
And the thing is with those singles, you're also going to have to push them.
Mhm.
So I believe in also taking the time to push each individual song. And so I've also kind of been sitting on it a little bit because I want to get to a place where I can market better. Now I have those connections. You know, I just need to put some more money into it. And honestly, that's really what I've been waiting on. I've been, like I said, kind of just building up.
Up to that.
It. Yeah.
So just on that note, definitely keep doing what you're doing, but even maybe just get one single out and put some music behind it. Because even a couple weeks ago, I put some money behind that Certified Trapper little snippet I just been able to share on social media. I only put $50 behind it, but it grew my page damn near 500, 600 followers, not followers. Yep. And so it's like, how do I say it? Like you got to have content that like people either kind of want to see or just like super cool content and just put some money behind it. And there's a lot of stuff in the algorithm that will direct it to people that want to see it, or like just to even get a viewership on it. And then there's going to be that percentage of people that just, you know, click by it, keep scrolling up.
Right.
But there's going to be some type of percentage that are going to click on it, maybe look at your page and like do that. And so like that's just
true.
Where, so like putting money behind it is huge, because I used to just throw stuff out there and be like, oh shit, you know, why is it getting 50 views? Also like Instagram's running that weird shit where I remember like a couple years ago I used to be able to get like hundreds of views.
Their algorithm is messing us up on purpose.
They're gonna get like 20 views on some cold ass shit, and I'll be like, well, I don't think I don't really put too much into it with like that stuff, but like, you know, sometimes it does suck when you go hard on some shit and you expect it. The thing is,
they did that on purpose so that they could start charging you to get more views.
Yep.
They know what they're doing.
That badge, that check,
exactly.
But I mean,
but I actually made most recently an Afro beat.
You make beats?
No, I didn't make the beat. A song, an Afrobeat song.
That'd be fire.
And I made it with a Nigerian artist, actually.
Yeah,
he lives here
like
now.
Oh, okay. I was like,
he lives here, but yeah. So it's a dope song, and that's actually what I think I'm gonna do the video too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, you definitely got even just the sound there. I think you just got to keep pushing it. I think.
Yeah.
Same with me, where like it's elevating, and I spent the last few years, but that's why like people I really haven't heard of me because, like I said, I spent those years kind of perfecting my craft.
Yeah.
Kind of, obviously, I had a family and stuff, so like, I'm not able to be outside as much and stuff. I got to be responsibly outside and make sure it's worth it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I think doing that, and now I feel comfortable to start like where I feel like I'm on, a decent level with people that are doing what I'm doing, that I can like put money behind it and start having people reach out to me and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I just don't want you to wait too long, because like your music is definitely there, and not gassing you up because I know you, but like I said, that's what made me hit you up. It's like niggas was flowing on that shit and like actually spitting, bro.
I'm telling you, my producers and my engineers are like industry level, and they actually do work with industry people. So I mean, my music is ready. It's just, am I ready? Yeah. I feel like I'm giving myself excuses.
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, I am ready. I feel like I've been developing long enough. But yeah, honestly, it's just that perfectionism. It's that knowing that I have to market behind it. It's knowing I have to photo shoots and videos that come afterwards. Yeah. So it's just like, but I need to just go ahead and drop.
I was gonna say,
you're right.
Just do it, because at the end of the day, I know you're artistic like me. You're gonna love doing those photo shoots. You're gonna love doing the videos. So that, to me, that's just not even work. Obviously, you gotta put money in it. But like, maybe you can do a barter system, or like figure out something where it's like, hey, if you do 3 music videos for me, for this price, that you know what I'm saying. Just you can work out a deal. I feel like people are cool enough, and you have good enough music where people can be like, hey, if I do this one for free, I know it's going to come back, full circle. Kind of even what I like, and not even off of him paying me or anything, but that's kind of what I had with Sammy, where like I reached out to him and was like, hey, bro, I messed with the Ain't On Shit song, the song that we had going up Scum Season, and some of the stuff he's been doing with Will on Water and stuff. So I was like, hey, man, like, let's link up. I know you don't have quite as many videos and stuff, but like, I do videos. Let's see if I can help you that way.
Yeah.
And like, because like the thing is, I feel like people like me, as whether it's videographers or graphic designers or photographers, we obviously definitely need to be paid.
Yes.
But like, if we're able to work with the artist or somebody that we believe in, then I think it just works for everybody.
Right. It's kind of rewarding for
exactly.
Everyone.
So it's no brainer for me to do that for Sammy. It's no brainer for me to help you out. There.
Okay. That's a bet then.
Yeah. Because like also I'm kind of on the thing where like I'm not a huge guy where I'm like Lyrical Lemonade status or like these huge directors. So like I can't be charging all that. Can't be like doing all that. But if I know like, hey, Kendall got a song, and I know if I go ham on it and do due diligence, and we both are tagging it, because that's another thing is like you gotta have multiple people sharing your songs and like helping you market it too. I feel like I'm more able to do that when I believe in the music, or like I can see the vision. I just know you need somebody to hold the camera for that vision, So I just would say, like, even not to be fucking up your whole rollout, but like just drop something, put some music in it, and you're gonna see people like, hey man, I know how to make this beat. Like, hey bro, let me get a verse. And obviously you can weed some of those people out, but it's gonna give you motion. Yeah. But then more than people like to admit. You're right. More often than not, you don't put money behind it, nobody's gonna see it. Everybody's posting each and every day. Yeah. Everybody else is doing music. Everybody else is a videographer. Like, so you gotta even put your money behind it just to even have it on equal footing. Yeah. And then it's up to your type of content, your flow, or your uniqueness. I would say your uniqueness. It's what's going to get a certain group of people to start messing with you, So
yeah, people mess with the individual as much as they mess with the music.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also what I got to do a little bit more, is start getting in front of the camera. Like, I feel like that's a game. I've had so many people be like, hey man, like, you're good at like what you do behind the scenes and stuff, but like, put a face to that YouTube channel, or like do a tutorial or do something. I think, it's going to push that, because then like people can see how relatable you are, or see your personality, and know if they want to support you behind the art.
That's true.
So
I got you in the fall, Greg.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I got you. I'm gonna start dropping.
Yeah, no, definitely, man, because I'm excited. Let me know. Like, I'll share that shit. I've been trying to share it when you do drop music. So like you said, man,
it has been a good year. So,
and all I'm saying, this was when everybody's kind of watching Milwaukee, with that one girl that just got signed by QC,
Lakia.
Yeah, I didn't want to put her name, Lakia. Like, they're looking. They just had a couple people I know open up at Summerfest. Yeah. and stuff like there. So don't wait too long. That's also
No,
why
you're right. Yeah, because right now we're in the spotlight. So
to like get some stuff done. You can definitely get your alley oop in there.
Yeah.
And like you said, like working with like Big Frank and those guys, like, you know, maybe I like, you know, I probably just did more of an offer based thing where I'm like, you know, I could charge maybe a certain amount, but like I knew the opportunity it could bring to like Milwaukee, myself, you know, how it could help them out. And then that's just then like in the future, they're going to contact and be like, hey man, I know you could do this, knock this out in 24 hours. Let's get him in here consistently with dude. And then like he could work with some of the other label mates or something like that. So like definitely been doing that, definitely getting paid, but there's sometimes even with all the experience, you know, I am gaining, you know, I'll do some shit for the love for sure. If I like really
honestly, like if it's going to be beneficial for both parties, there's nothing wrong with exchanging services and talents.
Yeah, or even it's like, hey, bro, I could charge 500, just give me 200, bro. Like, and then we, you know, we'll figure something out in the back end or whatever. You know, I don't do that often, but because I am a business. But like you said, I think that's also furthered me kind of more than anything too. You know.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well. It's been a great conversation.
For sure.
Don't need your services.
I need to learn how to use DaVinci Resolve.
You're a DaVinci man, though? I'm an Adobe guy. I could definitely, but like
color grading. I tried to start with Adobe. Adobe scared me. That's how I ended up on DaVinci. But everybody who currently right now are YouTube creators,
using DaVinci,
always keeps talking about going to DaVinci. And it looked a little easier, but there's certain projects I can learn how to do myself. I need you, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. We could touch base.
See, he already got a new contact.
But like, well, facts. Even just with your whole setup, we gonna be in conversation, so we'll definitely get something figured out. And like I said, looking forward to what you're doing, even with just like the podcast and just staying creative. I'm always in support of people doing stuff other than their 9 to 5. Like I feel like that's just your job.
It is.
Like, who are you?
Right.
Know? So
I
love seeing people post about that and like doing their thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and thanks for being on the show. It's been awesome. It's been great to be able to catch up with you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, what, 12, 13
12
years of catching up.
Yeah, hella years, a decade plus. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So I definitely appreciate you having me on here. Got a super official setup, man. This shit's crazy.
Oh, and I have to take pictures with everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a thing. But I need to see. I did, didn't I? No. Oh, I thought they were gone because the screen is gone. Oh man, you fooled me. Bye everyone. Thanks for listening.